Hey friends, happy Thursday. It is Matcha Lunch and Learn, and if you've been following along, you know that I pre-recorded these videos because as you're watching this, I'm in Paris. And this is so much fun for me to get to still connect with you and stay in the group. I'll still have my phone, I'll still be able to comment, and we can still have fun together. But go follow me on my personal page so you can follow my Paris journey and my stories. I would love for you to be there with me. I'm gonna probably be annoying and obnoxious by showing so many pictures in my stories. I'm just so excited. I've never been to Paris. This was our 20th anniversary trip that has been delayed a couple of years. It was supposed to happen in 2020, but we all know that that didn't happen. So today's Lunch and Learn, while I'm in Paris, I am showing you a couple of really cool things. Number one is how I take my matcha first thing every morning. I do a matcha shot first thing, and I have a brand new favorite flavor that I'm gonna tell you about. And then for the learn part of Lunch and Learn today, we're gonna be talking about how matcha can be energizing and calming at the same time, which just blows my mind. It's such an amazing superfood. Everybody needs matcha in their life. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit passionate and a little bit excited and a little bit obsessed with matcha. So let's actually talk about the energizing and calming, and then I'll make my matcha shot right at the end of our time together. So when we talk about matcha and energizing, we are talking about the caffeine in matcha. So one serving, when we're talking about our teaspoon here, this is actually half a teaspoon, our matcha spoon from Sipology, half a teaspoon. If you just have a half teaspoon measurer, that's all you need to measure your matcha out. I like this one because it has a really long handle. And when you're dipping down into that green powder, you're not getting that green powder all over your fingertips. I know that's so silly, but y'all, I don't even rinse mine out every single day. That may be gross to you, but I don't. I use it every single morning, and it doesn't matter what flavor I'm using. I just dip the matcha spoon down in the matcha, so you can tell it has not been wiped off. It's just my regular matcha spoon. But I just got off track. One serving of matcha is about 35 grams of caffeine. Milligrams of caffeine. Coffee, if you have a cup of coffee, that's about 60. So you can tell it's not quite as much caffeine as you would get with a cup of coffee. But the cool thing about matcha is that it's so full of amino acids, one in particular that we're going to talk about in just a minute. But that combination actually causes the caffeine to enter your bloodstream more slowly than it does with coffee. The other thing I find with it is that it's a lot more tolerable on my tummy than coffee. One of the reasons I switched to drinking tea in the mornings instead of coffee is because coffee was giving me gastrointestinal yuckiness. I loved my coffee every morning, but it wasn't loving me back in my belly. So tea or matcha in the morning, and I do both, is great. Now, just because you drink matcha doesn't mean you have to give up your coffee. It's not like you're cheating on coffee if you're drinking matcha. You can do a combination, combine them together. You can actually put matcha in your coffee. I call that like rocket fuel because you're getting the caffeine from coffee and the caffeine from your matcha, and it's just a great combination. So there's no wrong way to go about this. But that's the caffeine content. So that amino acid that I was talking about, we looked at the caffeine for energy levels. The thing about it is that it's not gonna give you that quick spike. Here's a graphic that I can show you. And you've seen me post things kind of like this before. So if this is your spike with coffee, this green part of the graph is how the caffeine in matcha lives through your body. So I typically will get 4 to 6 hours of energy, like sustained energy out of my matcha, where I'll get a quick spike with coffee. Before I switched over to tea, I was drinking 3, 4 plus cups of coffee a day. I mean, just in the morning even. And then I was having to have soda in the afternoon to keep myself up with caffeine. With matcha, I typically have 2 matchas a day. I have my matcha shot in the morning, and then I'll do some kind of drink in the afternoon, maybe a matcha latte, maybe a matcha lemonade, which I'm gonna show you tomorrow. But just some kind of matcha pick-me-up in the afternoon. Now that we've been talking about those matcha fizzy sours that I made yesterday, where did they go? Matcha fizzy sours. This is gonna be one of my new favorite afternoon pick-me-ups with that fizz. That combination is amazing. You saw me make that yesterday. So the calming effect of matcha is from that amino acid that's called L-theanine. And I love what this book says. Listen to this line. This made me laugh. If coffee is Guns N' Roses coursing through your veins, matcha is Hall and Oates. That just speaks to me, like as a child of the 70s and 80s. Anybody else out there, like, let me know. I love that so much. So matcha is like the alkalizing coffee. It's gonna give you that energy, but it also has these really calming and focusing effects that we're gonna get. So L-theanine is this amino acid that matcha has 5 times than green tea, 5 times more than regular steeped green tea. And so that amino acid is one that stimulates alpha waves in your brain. And one of the things that they help with is lowering stress levels. Those alpha waves can help lower your stress levels. So matcha can help you focus. It can help you kind of get in that calm Zen state. Remember, we talked about that this originally started with Zen Buddhist monks who were drinking it while they were meditating. They realized that it put them in this great meditative state where they could focus and really get into their deep meditations. And so we can carry that into the modern day. And when you have something you really need to focus on, this is a great beverage for you to try as you're focusing. But I love the combination of the energy and the calm. It seems counterintuitive that it can do both, but because of the chemistry involved, it's totally possible. And I am a believer. I absolutely have seen the effects of this. So it's that slow release of the caffeine combined with the L-theanine that's working on those alpha brain waves and lowering stress levels. It's all about focus and combining that cognitive function. It's just so amazing. I cannot say enough good things about it. So let's make a matcha shot together. Let me show you how I do this. I have this funny little tiny mason jar that I use to take my shots in. A shot glass would be fine, except when I use my electric frother, which you've seen me use this week, I don't have room in a shot glass to do that. So it's gonna make a mess if you use it in a shot glass. So I found out that this is just the perfect size for making my matcha shot. And you actually don't even need the whisk. You can just shake it up. But here's the reveal on my new favorite morning matcha flavor. This one came out in this new catalog, and it's sweet lemon meringue matcha. I was licking the glass after I had my first shot of this. Y'all, it's absolutely amazing. But here's the surprising thing about this flavor. I don't taste a whole lot of lemon in it. I can taste the meringue. It's like just a sweet matcha that's amazing. I just don't get a whole lot of lemon from it. There goes the powder inside the cold water. But this is gonna be my new favorite flavor of the summer, like that sweet watermelon sugar was last summer. Now I still love that one and it's still in the catalog, and I like to mix it up in the mornings. But typically when I do a shot in the morning, I like a sweetened matcha. It's just my flavor preference. You could definitely do this with any of our flavors. We do have premium matcha and sweet premium matcha. That just came out in the sticks in this catalog. So you just shake it up. See the foam that we got created there? And I'm just gonna shoot it. Are you ready? Here we go. Maybe I can taste a little lemon. It's so good. That was a lovely noise. So good. Like, I just want to lick the inside of the glass. That is so delicious. Lemon meringue, sweet lemon meringue matcha. This one's gonna sell out. I just have a prediction. That's just like the watermelon sugar sold out 2 times last summer. I have a feeling this one will be the popular flavor. So matcha shot, first thing in the morning, like just revs that metabolism. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. Our topic for tomorrow is about matcha and weight loss. There have been some studies that have connected the two, and I'm gonna make for you my probably favorite, if I had to choose one, afternoon matcha. So I do my shot in the morning, and then in the afternoon, especially in the spring and summer, I love to make a matcha lemonade. That's what I'm gonna make with you tomorrow. So come back for the last day of our Lunch and Learn this week, and I will be talking about matcha and weight loss. What's the connection there? and then we'll make our matcha lemonade together. Bye, everybody.